These factors can include the leader's working relationships with group members, the nature of the task to be performed, and whether or not the followers actually need the leader to get their work done. In addition, the leader's position, power to reward and punish, the skill and motivation of the followers, and the nature of the overall work environment are all specific factors that can impact a leader's ability to influence a group. Research has clearly revealed that the same leader can have a significantly greater impact in a positive circumstance than a more challenging situation. In a nutshell, leadership is not a one-size-fits-all practice, but rather it all depends on the situation. So the key takeaway is this: it's critically important that a leader diagnose and clearly understand the dynamics of the work group that they're being asked to lead and the circumstances under which they're being asked to operate. This situational awareness puts a leader in a position to appropriately adjust their leadership style and behavior to situational demands. There's also a transformational or charismatic school of leadership. This makes a compelling case that certain leaders can have a powerful and lasting impact on the followers because of the passion and the personal charisma that they possess. These leaders energize their followers by creating a compelling vision of the future and articulating a strategy to bring that vision to life. Many people would put President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, Lee Iacocca, and Stephen Jobs in this category of leadership. These leaders had great enthusiasm, passion, and self-confidence, and the ability to drive change and be inspirational. They demonstrate a personal commitment to the mission and a willingness to take risks to make things happen. And those are just a few of the qualities that certain leaders possess that can have a powerful impact on their ability to influence others and deliver desired results. The key takeaway here is this: great leaders use their view of the future and their personalities in positive and powerful ways to impact their people. So never underestimate the impact that a compelling vision, a meaningful plan, commitment, and passion can have on the people that you are in charge of leading. And then there's the results-based leadership school. This school embraces the approach recommended by Stephen Covey, the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Start with the end in mind. This growing leadership school works in reverse by first identifying the desired goals and outcomes that leaders must achieve for success, and then identifying the specific behaviors and practices that will enable them to move their followers in that direction. Some people say that this school is simply a combination of the behavioral and contingency schools of leadership theory, and I agree with them. This camp makes a very persuasive case that an effective leader will clearly identify the results that their work group must achieve, and then identify and align the specific leadership behaviors that are most important to helping followers perform the tasks that are necessary for success. This school makes it very clear, regardless of a leader's level in the organization, it's their responsibility to engage in the activities that will help their people succeed. Key takeaway? As a leader, remember that you are being paid to deliver desired results to your enterprise, and that it's incumbent on you to engage in the leadership activities that will help your people perform in an optimal fashion. Finally, there's the psychological or emotional intelligence leadership school. Researchers have long argued that successful leaders have strong cognitive intelligence and higher than average IQs. Recently, though, a growing body of research has made a very strong case that the leader's emotional intelligence is equally important, if not more so, to a leader's success. As we've already discussed in this course, emotional intelligence refers to people's ability to perceive, identify, understand, and successfully manage emotions in themselves and in their relationships with others. Emotional intelligence is essential for anyone in developing good 360-degree working relationships. but it's especially important in leadership, in that it can play a dominant role in a leader's ability to connect and relate to the people that he or she is responsible for leading. The key takeaway for this last school of leadership is that as a leader, it's imperative that you know and understand how to work and connect with all kinds of people, and that it's important to use and understand your emotions and those of others to facilitate improved working relationships. Understanding the human and feeling side of business will be a big predictor of your ability to deliver results and be successful over your career. So now you've got a clear sense of the different ways that leadership is viewed by people who study it for a living. But how do those theories jive with the way leadership is actually experienced by the people who lead and the people who are led by them every day in the workplace? Let's go back to the question I asked you at the start of this lecture. Who is the best leader that you've ever worked for during your career, and what was it that made this leader so great? Compare your answers with the research findings from one of my all-time favorite research studies. In this study, I explored the same question, engaging over 500 managers who participated in over 100 focus groups as part of a management development experience. Our goal was to identify the attributes of great leaders with whom they had worked during their careers. Interestingly, there was a great deal of consensus around what made their top-rated leaders great. And while the qualities that the participants identified generally supported the academic view of leadership, they also refined it in some very important ways. First off, the study participants told us that the best leaders are mission and results driven. Great leaders realize that the first and foremost important job of any leader is to create focus and a clear sense of purpose for their people. This clear mission or vision mindset is used to create an overarching sense of this is who we are and this is where we are going. Whether it's Abraham Lincoln's unrelenting focus on saving the Union or Henry Ford's goal to build an affordable car for the masses, great leaders create a vision that their followers can know, understand, and believe in. Great leaders also translate that mission into clear performance expectations for their people, and they empower them to take action. One of the hallmarks of great leaders is the practice of clarifying individual performance responsibilities and expectations. As simple as it may sound, leaders receive great praise and even adulation for the modest act of letting their people know exactly what is expected of them. During the Second World War, General Dwight Eisenhower was renowned for his ability to manage huge projects such as the D-Day landing. He had an uncanny talent for effectively delegating work and letting each person know exactly what they needed to do for the big effort to be successful. The best leaders make people their top priority. Most participants in our study said that great leaders have the ability to balance concern for task and getting things done with great concern for their people. The best leaders know how to personally connect with the individuals that they are responsible for leading in ways that create people power, commitment, motivation, job satisfaction, and engagement. John Chambers, the longtime CEO of Cisco Systems, is famous for his emotional intelligence and his passion for connecting with everyone in his organization. And his organization makes it a top priority to hire and develop leaders who do the same, because they understand that motivated people and purposeful social networks are the key to success. The best leaders also build teams and they foster cooperation. Great leaders are recognized for their prowess in knowing how to get other people to come together, cooperate, collaborate, pull together, join forces, unite, and work as a team. In this regard, here's a great leader whom you've probably never even heard of. Charles Coffin, the founder and CEO of General Electric, began his career in the shoe business. but because of his uncanny ability to get scientists to work together and cooperate in research laboratories, he is credited with creating one of the most enduring and widely emulated high-tech enterprises in the world. While many leaders talk about teamwork, the best leaders know how to create and actually nurture teamwork. Now, it's important to note that great leaders develop themselves and the people around them. Great leaders were described by study participants as possessing the requisite skills and talents to effectively meet the ongoing demands and challenges of their jobs. The best leaders have the competency, the capability, the know-how and aptitude and skill to perform their important work with great acumen. And they take their personal and professional development very seriously. The best leaders also have a penchant for investing time, energy, and effort in helping the people that work for them reach their full potential. The best leaders make it a priority to use all of the organizational resources at their disposal to help their people develop. Great leaders prepare people for battle and they streamline their operations. These leaders take the time to plan and effectively communicate those strategies to their people, both to create a sense of ownership and so that everyone knows exactly what is coming. These same leaders take the time and expend the necessary energy and resources to ensure that their people are properly equipped with the tools, the technology, and the training that they need to be successful. The automotive genius Henry Ford was a pioneer in training and properly equipping his workforces so that they could build cars fast and cheap. Now, the very best leaders also are known for their integrity and their transparency. Great leaders are consistently described as having character, integrity, honesty, truthfulness, and for being ethical. The very best leaders are trustworthy in that they demonstrate principled behavior even when no one is watching, and that they show that their word is always reliable and dependable. The co-founder of Hewlett-Packard, David Packard, was recognized as one of the top CEOs of all time, not just because of his business prowess, but because of his passionate belief in the dignity of people and setting high ethical standards for himself and the members of his entire organization. And to support this position, our research has consistently shown that we all want to follow and work for people that we can respect, whether it's the CEO of our company or our immediate supervisor. It's also important to note that great leaders use their time wisely and they try to create a work-life balance. One of our more provocative findings was that great leaders described by our study participants were credited with not wasting time and with operating in a fashion that helped them create and maintain a work-life balance for themselves. And importantly, they did the same for their people in spite of the fact that they were in exceptionally demanding jobs. The very best leaders worked hard to maintain this tightrope balance and also encourage the people who work for them to do the same. This balance is critically important for long-term success in business and, more importantly, in life. Finally, great leaders bring passion and mojo to whatever they do. These leaders demonstrate passion, energy, excitement, enthusiasm, gusto, and mojo for what they're trying to get done. Great leaders go about their business in highly motivated fashion with great vitality that creates great energy, momentum, and drive for the people who follow them. When you hear people talk about leaders like Sam Walton, Bill Gates, or Michael Dell, they will inevitably describe them as truly excited and passionate about their mission, their work, and the lives that they are changing. And this passion and mojo creates competitive advantage. There are, of course, many ideas and theories about leadership, and the best ones are the ones that work for you. But our findings make it pretty clear that great leaders are all about making a difference and helping other people experience success. Allow me to share one more perspective on leadership from our research. This one comes from a successful healthcare leader who participated in our Great Leader Study, and who I think summarizes the subject rather nicely. He told us, "I've had a couple of outstanding leaders during my career, but the best was all about helping me get things done. Seeing the big picture, working on a real team, and developing my skills so that I could get promoted. He was all about helping me be the best person and performer that I could possibly be. And he taught me a lot about integrity, caring for others, and thinking ahead. He changed my career trajectory." Now that you know the key ingredients of great leadership, is there anything stopping you from becoming that type of leader and developing and perfecting your talents so that you just might end up on somebody else's best leaders list someday, if you're not already there? I don't think so. Listen, learn, and lead well.